Hello and welcome to the channel if you're new, and welcome back if you're one of my 35 subscribers. I'm the game music historian, and I've decided to start a video series about a field of academic study that is in its early stages, and it's a topic of study that might surprise you. Enter ludomusicology, aka the study of music and sounds in video games. Video games offer a new and rather unique field of study that, as will be discussed in this series, requires a thorough reframing of older theories involving sound in media. These theories are often drawn from analyses involving music, theater, sound production, film, and other forms of electronic media. With that said, it should, again, be made clear that games are new to the field of academic study, and so consumers of these types of media, in this case gamers and those who research digital media, are still somewhat in the early stages of developing useful theories about the production and consumption of games. So who are these academics that contribute to this field of study? Well, there are many of them, but for now, let's meet Dr. Afra Kerr, who is the senior lecturer in the Department of Sociology at Maynooth University in Ireland. Kerr authored a book titled The Business and Culture of Digital Games, Game Work and Gameplay. And in this book, Kerr poses a question about game studies that, in my opinion, says it best. Quote, "How can we talk with authority about the effects of digital games when we are only beginning to understand the user relationship and the degree to which it gives more creative freedom and agency to users?" Basically, Professor Kerr is reinforcing the fact that game studies are such a recent endeavor. And because of this fact, much of the needed empirical evidence has yet to be gathered and researched, so therefore, the impact of that evidence is yet to be discovered. To add further to Kerr's statement, material that is available for research is undoubtedly scattered because it exists across many platforms and devices. To be more specific, the scattering of evidence is due to the rapid development of hardware and technology used to produce game sounds over the past several decades. Just think about all of the devices used to produce sound for computer games, home consoles, arcade machines, and even early pinball machines. This would include tech ranging from early 1-bit sound chips used for retro games to modern digital audio workstations used to compose modern game soundtracks. And so, to even come close to covering all of these topics, the research in this series must come from a wide variety of sources, many of which are mentioned in this book. Now, here's where I want to be very clear. Both the content and structure of this series will largely follow the arguments presented in this book by Karen Collins. Collins is an associate professor at the University of Waterloo, Ontario, and has dedicated much of her career to interdisciplinary research exploring how sound impacts the way we interact with media. This means that my job is to be clear about any content that is a direct quote from the research provided by this book. Especially if I were to end up getting monetized, I need to make sure that the researchers get the credit they deserve. And with your help, I may one day be able to fund research for academics like Collins and others who are involved in the field of game studies. The research from Collins' Game Sound comes from a, quote, disparate collection of sources, including those involved with games industry. This includes composers, sound designers, voice actors, programmers, engineers, and even publishers of games. This series will also look at internet articles, fan sites, industry conferences, magazines, patent documents, and of course, the games themselves. To end this episode, I'll leave you with a quote by Karen Collins. "As a discipline, the study of games is still in its infancy, struggling through disagreements of terminology and theoretical approach. Such disagreement, while creating an exciting academic field, I would argue, has at times come at the expense of much-needed empirical research, and threatens to mire the study of games in jargon, alienating the very people who create and use the games." So that's it for this episode, everybody. And if you want to see this series continue, please like, sub, and comment. Thanks for watching. I'm the Game Music Historian. See you next time. Collins is an associate professor at the University of Waterloo, Ontario, and has dedicated much of her career to the interdisciplinary... Oh, this is a hard sentence.